Question. How bear is best? It's a ridiculous question. They're basically two schools of thought.
Hey, George.
Bears, eats.
Can you hear me? Can anyone hear me?
What are you doing?
Alrighty. That should be working. Hey, Chris. Alright, so... Just gonna get some music. All right. How's okay. Hey Joe, how are you?
Oh yeah, I was actually getting tempted into that there thing. Fuck, I didn't.
Yeah, should have helped, mate.
No, but I was tempted to go in long. See where that 1 minute candle goes.
Just gonna check the audio on the other side.
See where the 1 minute candle shows at the Asian high that I was saying in Discord. And this was retested.
You can draw on my screen.
How do I do that again?
Do you see where it says near the top? It should be like viewing my screen in green banner, and then annotate. Yeah.
You see this 1 minute candle?
Oh, hold a sec. The music's way too loud. Hold a second. Okay, can you speak, Joe?
Yeah. Can you see my arrow moving now?
Cool.
Yeah.
No, I can't see your arrow. Try again.
Do you know now? try drawing. You see this one with a candle? You see that?
Yeah, I can see that now.
Okay. Because I was watching, like I scaled out of my short position this evening at yesterday's 50%. It could have been down around here, I think. Somewhere.
Yeah.
And then I was thinking, right, I shouldn't be sticking to the idea of short now when this is holding, so maybe. But I was watching then afterwards, like, where was the place to get in long, and it was only a while ago I seen it, like, this candle was the first minute of the second 30-minute candle of London Open. That's on smart charts, then that's actually a liquidity candle. It's not like the close is higher up into the wick of the one alongside it, or the wick of
Right.
this one. This one closed higher up into it. So I was thinking, like, that would have been, if you were at, you wouldn't have had the confidence to go in at the time because the Asian high was
Yeah.
level. I could have taken that and targeted the 1 hour imbalance or the liquidity candle, you know?
Yeah. It's been some nice moves. Nice moves already. I just need to refresh some of this stuff. So let me get rid of yesterday's trade. Just kept on falling. Get rid of that. Get rid of that.
But I was watching the week of that candle then for a retest. Thank God I didn't get in it. It just kept dropping.
Yeah. Yesterday's move.
No, they're
Today.
now, you know?
Oh yeah, just now. So that's Tuesday. NY. Oh, that was yesterday. NY high Monday. Remove this. Remove this. Remove this. Remove this. Remove Asian high. Remove New York high. And let's just quickly mark up the charts. So NY high from yesterday is what we took out just now. London 50% will be a new one. We'll mark it up new when it gets there. London low we don't need to worry about. At the moment we're breaking the London low, so we haven't formed a new London low. So I'll just move this out of the way for now. I'll get rid of it actually. It might cause some confusion of people coming later. Let me move that box across. That could be relevant. Not that one. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. Asian high has been taken. Asian high for today is here. I'll just rename that. I really love these moves today. They were amazing. I had a very, very early meeting, so I didn't get to partake. But I was thinking, damn, like it was the analysis from the weekend that I should have seen it anyway. So because we've got a low, because we've got a high, that means we're going to have a 50%. So let's draw that in. This could be where London's coming down to for now. Let's make this London 50% Monday, Tuesday. Asian 50% Tuesday. It's kind of, this high is around my monthly level, so I'm just going to get rid of it. Otherwise it's going to, I don't want to have two lines at the same area. Europe made its low. Europe's got a couple dojis here, and then we've got a London high for now, so let's keep that in, and I'll just mark that as London high for now. What I'll do is I'll add a fib here so I can just adjust things and keep the 50%. Let's anticipate maybe something like that. I really liked that reaction from here because you're right. Inside of this candle is hidden liquidity. This one specifically. Why is it hidden? Because in the 30-minute or the 1 hour, you might not have noticed anything in here too much. Only thing that really stands out, maybe like a bit of an imbalance across here. But the main thing on the 15-minute is we can see a liquidity candle here, and then we have another one here. But that was above the New York high from yesterday. This is the liquidity candle. Why is a liquidity candle? Wicked up higher than the previous one, taken liquidity above that doji, closed nice and strong bearish. The wick wasn't lower than this previous one, so it's not a full-on engulfing liquidity candle, but it was a liquidity candle type 4, where the high is higher and the candle body closes lower than the previous candle body, but the wick is not lower. It's a 3 or a 4. Anyway, either way, it's a liquidity candle. So if we're looking at that wick, there's a lot of liquidity pulled inside of that wick. So we can mark that area, move it across. Which one extends to the right? I'll do my normal box. And then we extend that across. So the areas of interest are the open of that candle, the 50% of the wick, and the high of that wick. So where did the price react to? If we go to the right, went to the 50%. So that's a liquidity grab. Doji, liquidity candle, retest. Now, where could price go to? Like, we've been very bullish. We've been pushing up and up and up. Europe had a little pullback, little doji. Not a liquidity grab, but a doji. So now it makes sense that we've got liquidity piling up and building underneath here to be taken today or later stage. Very strong bullish move up. Why was it so strong? Why was it of interest? On the daily chart, we had this was a liquidity candle, a full on one. So this wick pulled a lot of liquidity. So first time back to this open of this candle, you can anticipate a fairly strong move most of the time. Not every time, but most of the time. So on that candle, the wick, when price came down, this is another liquidity candle, this bearish one. But either way, first time it comes back down to the open. If we go to the lower time frame, it did get there late in the trading yesterday, but there's just lack of volume at this stage. So price came down into this purple area, which is the open of that daily candle from Thursday. I think it was Thursday's. No, was it Thursday's candle? Was it Thursday's? No, sorry, Wednesday's. Yeah, of course. Thursday was Thanksgiving, so it was a quiet week, quiet day. So Wednesday last week, doji plus liquidity candle, and then this time we're back. Oh, where's the chat box? Okay. This is the wick of the daily candle. A lot of liquidity inside of here. Price just fell basically from late London open all the way through New York. A few liquidity grabs on the way down to help that move down. And then we got to here, the end of the day. Sitting around the support. Asian open gave a beautiful liquidity candle. Put a lot of liquidity at that Asian low. And then our entries could be on the open of that candle to the wick. 50% of that wick gives you your absolute precise entry. Really nice here. Price pushes up during Asian session. Just time I woke up, so bullish, man. It's like 150, 130 pips. And then Europe session opened, had a little tiny pullback, and then London continued that push. And why we're starting to find rejections up here is this exact same thing. It's just on the other side. You've got a beautiful daily candle, which grabbed a doji. So doji, liquidity candle to the upside. Doji, liquidity candle to the downside. So the same area is that this open can be a rejection area, and then the same thing, 50% of the wick or the high. So if I mark this for here, and what I'll do is I'll just change the color so it's a little bit like a daily color scheme, Ukraine color. So yellow and blue. We can see that, do we get rejections, or on the lower time frame, do we start to get anything that is starting to, like when you get to the open of the candle, do you start to see some reactions there? There were a few reactions inside of here, and then price dipped up, and then when it got to the blue bit, which is the 50% of the daily wick, you got your stronger reaction. We know the 50% of the wick is a better reaction area. Now, can we find a confluence in this zone, in this whole area? Let me just mark that like that, and then we'll say red box. If we go to the lower time frame, or you go through all the time frames inside the 4 hour, is there anything in here that stands out? It's more like just a fake out sort of thing. Sorry, that's not a very good line. It's more like just this good potential range, and we've got a fake out to the top and a fake out to the bottom. Let's look at it on the hour. Nothing really stands out. A few imbalances. Got a few imbalances like this zone from the candle wick here to this wick. That would be a imbalance area. 30-minute can refine it. That imbalance sort of disappears on this time frame, so not really much. 15-minute. Now this is where we got that yesterday's candle, the hour before New York, you got a liquidity grab and that drove down. This one here got tested. This here got tested. But this one hadn't been tested. So this was a fresh liquidity grab. This liquidity candle, first time it gets tested, you get that reaction. So Joe, you were in that trade, weren't you, as well? This is where you scaled out 85% and then runner got stopped.
Yeah.
Yep. So
what I took that trade off of was
this guy.
zone of that week. Yeah.
Yeah, and this is inside that daily liquidity candle wick. So now this, once it had been tested. Okay, so once it got tested and it drove down, it's got no business coming back here again. If it's coming back to this area again, it's going higher. And that's just what it did. Went up higher to the next level. Once this had been mitigated, just remove it. This is the next untapped level. Reacted. Now it's come back down. It's just sort of testing this structure here, the support. So we need to see what's going to happen. What's going to happen for this next few hours, going from 10 UK time to New York. That's the question. So I can get rid of this daily one, and now we can just sort of just see. I know we're going to get like a correction. We're starting to get into that correction time in probably like 30 minutes to an hour. Start getting some counter trades. London itself has actually been, apart from this initial push up, it's retraced. So is London just doing are we just going to range? We need to see. We had on, what's the news today? We don't have anything until got Canadian news later, but that doesn't affect gold. Yeah, nothing till US session. There wasn't really much here as well. I don't really understand where that movement came from this morning in Asian session, apart from it just being that this was such an overextended just one way move, and that it hit that beautiful daily wick, and now it just had that relief. So pretty nice move, to be honest. Let's see what this does, but that's so far that's going to be the London range. Only a small, oh, it's not that small, but it's 60 pips, 60 pip London range. Hey Alan, missed you yesterday. Okay, so let's see what this is going to do. You were interested, yeah, yes, Locke said you're on date night. Just want to check the sound still. I feel like I'm a little bit, oh, it's a little bit blurry, Johan. Check, if you're watching on YouTube, then check the settings where the stream is coming to. It should be 1080p. I think my voice is a bit loud on this stream. Hey, hey David. Hey George. How do I remove my... Maybe I'll just move that a bit further away. Other guys are a bit low. Yeah. Trying to get the balance right. It's either the music's too loud or the yeah, because I think the Zoom people are the same audio level as the music. I need to separate them somehow. I haven't quite figured that out. Oh yeah, it should not. It's only coming across the YouTube. I can do this share. You should be able to hear the music now. Just let me know if that's too loud on the Zoom side of things. I kept on getting copyrighted, so it's I had to try find like the how to add the rights to the music. Yeah, I could probably make myself louder if I bring the speaker closer, but all right, so at the moment we're just sort of stalling, so I'm going to go check out some other pairs. Let me just write some little message here. So what's the message for the day? Hey Ivan, oh, man, you've been killing it for German. That was a great move. All these older ones. And we've just gone up to come back down again. Everything's like these crazy V shapes. Yeah, not the time of day for me to be trading German, unfortunately. Should have been there for London Open. Let's have a look at some of the other pairs. Euro Aussie. So we just completed this. We've gone all the way up to here, or only to come back all the way down. So let's do some analysis. Euro Aussie. We'll do pound US, probably pound JPY. But we've got our monthly levels all scattered around. So we've got like a support near this area. Bearish came down. We've got a doji, super strong daily candle, which then just folded away. Now we're rejecting off these lows. Structure, we're just stuck in a range. Been ranging for so long. But we do have this nice clear order block. And once we were able to get inside of there, went down to the bottom. So are we going to fake out from this area, or can we wait for it to come back down to this area and give us a price action confirmation? So too loud on your side. So almost as low as it can go. What you can do, if you click on my screen sharing, Dave, go to more, and then there should be a sharing sound mode, and I'll just turn that off. Hey Robbie. You'll be able to hear my voice, but you won't hear my computer sound. Let me know if you can find that. Okay, yeah, cool. Because yeah, it's a bit annoying. I've got it down as low as I can. Alrighty. So at the moment, it's just looking like it's just going to continue going down here. So if we're going to go with the trend, we'll just wait for a pullback, a lower high, and then push down to retest these lows. Until then, if we're going to go long, probably have to wait for a little bit for it to reject and then come back higher for a retest. So we can take trades both directions today, because we're at this strong level of rejection area. So it makes sense that we can get a scalp long, and then also as it goes down, up, form a resistance, retest the lows. Yeah, same thing, RG. If you want to, you can turn off the sound, the computer sound, the sound sharing. let me know if you need help with that. But you go to like where it says you're seeing my screen, and then go to more, and then there should be a share sound option, or sorry, you just disable my computer sound. Mute Hayden share sound. Yeah, got it. That's it. All right, so 15 minutes. If I was going to go for a sell, what I want to see here is we've got one resistance candle. I'd probably need a second one to confirm that's going to be resistance. Otherwise, I like to see it come down and then pull up a little bit higher, then do the fake out and then retest the low. That's how I'd go continue the sell side bias. I like how it's inside of this little area. This is that order block to the left, this area. And once price has been trapped inside this area, there's a chance it can be trapped inside of here again. But because price has moved down so much already, this is the start of the London session. This is the London candle, open candle. Push down, made a low, come up, make a high, and then can we retest this low? That's going to be a possibility. But I need more information. Need to collect more data before that happens. If we look at the 4-hour candle, which is disclosed, it makes sense for a wick fill, or at least a partial wick fill. It's just nice if we can make a top wick first, and then start making that wick fill. So even if it wicked up a little bit to say the monthly level and then found that rejection to push back down, that's going to be a very real possibility. That monthly level on the 15-minute would just be here, and it'll just be a simple pullback, you know, pull back to first structure and then continuation. Let's see if that can do that. Thanks, Johan. Yeah, the music on YouTube side is actually much easier to control. It's just the Zoom side of things. Looks like it's just going to drop. Didn't quite give me that trigger that I was looking for. Liquidity on the 5-minute forming. Yeah. All these little dojis forming. This one grabbed that liquidity and drove down. Yeah, it's not much room. I want to get a nice risk reward. I'd rather at this time wait for it to form liquidity here and then take it the other way. Same as the trade yesterday. See something, give me like a double bottom, and then it's going to give me a good target that it could sweep, take the monthly level, form a doji, maybe a liquidity candle, and then take the retest. And then we can get a target maybe back to Asian 50%. I'd rather wait for this play. Yeah. I think that's going to be... Let's check these other pairs. Pound US. All this analysis I should have done this morning, but it's cool. We'll do fresh analysis. So dark black lines, monthly levels. I've done a little bit more analysis on this one where I've like these grayer zones is like on my 30-minute and 1 hour. They're just areas I really like to keep an eye on. So if we go across, you're going to see it's like resistance, supports. It's just like, it's a sensitive area. If you go back and back and back, you'll find it just respects these levels again. So it's just an area I'm going to be keeping an eye on to see if we can get some price action confirmation reactions. On the daily, let's just, yesterday it was nice and strong and bearish, and we're already reacting off of the open of yesterday's candle, and now we're starting to form a bit of a lower wick. We haven't really formed a bottom wick yet, so can this actually push down and then go bullish? Or can it come back down a little bit and then just continue pushing bullish? Because we are in an uptrend. We are in an uptrend on pound US dollar. We have closed above my first and second structures. We're just finding it a little bit difficult inside of this wick, is giving that pullback, and we've also got this whole order block here. Once we've closed inside, makes sense to push up now to 1.22. It just makes sense for a pullback. Need to form a support, maybe a little fake out, and then we can push up. Oh, you took a trade on gold, breakfast breakout. Yeah, gold was beautiful this morning. So if we're pushing down and we're forming support and we're rejecting off of that open, 4 hours, just a pullback to this area. But I think it's got more to go down first. We've got a liquidity candle, this 4 hour liquidity candle. So let's mark that wick. Default mins. Yeah, that's a normal. This candle here, this one here is quite important. Why is that one important? Because this is the London open candle, which it pushed up to reject and close nice and strong and bearish. So is the trend are we going to continue bullish as the 4 hour trend and daily trend are suggesting? And is this a liar? Is this candle here a liar to us? Lying that we're going down? Or is it telling us the truth that this pulled a lot of liquidity inside of this wick, and this wick potentially was just it closed the imbalance, and now can we be pushing up to reject again? Or is it lying to us and telling us that this is a fake piece of information, a fake resistance candle? We need to work this out. So we've got a little support created as soon as this candle can close, but it's not closed yet. So can we get some rejections around this area. What I want to do is I want to look inside this candle and see if there's any hidden liquidity. So let's go 30. Got a little bit of an imbalance. So I'm just going to mark the top of it. Do I have any? There's a little liquidity candle. At the moment, that's holding. So we've got a double bottom. So if we've formed a double bottom, this would be something that retail traders would look at and say, double bottom potentially going up. So before it goes up though, what can happen is you can get that sweep. So it's a similar idea as the Euro Aussie. 15 minute, bit bigger of an imbalance. We've got some dojis here, little tiny liquidity candle. Let's just mark that off as well. And these are going to be my 3 points of interest. 5 minute. So this wick has pulled some liquidity. And this candle retested it and then drove down. So if prices come in, and there's a little liquidity grab here, if price is pushing up to it, this potentially is a weak high, as in it pulled back, made a high, but that high failed to make anything close below the previous low. So this is a weak high. So second time it comes back to this area, it's more likely that it's going to have to search higher for that rejection. We've got 1 point here, which was the 30-minute imbalance. I believe it's 30-minute imbalance. And then the next bit we've got here. So if it pushed up, broke this high, came down, formed a support, I'd rather then take it up to this area or this area and then look for that sell to sweep these lows. That would be the ideal case. The other option is it actually is going to respect this area, try form a resistance, have a fake out above here. So something that'll be like this. Fake out, push up, creates that support. Then we have something close below that support, preferably with a wick like that. And then we can say there's a very high possibility that resistance has been formed now, and that anything that is wicking up and breaking this low, we've got clean traffic back down to retest this low to do that sweep. So I'm going to keep an eye on that. What I'm going to do is just set an alert here, an alert here, and an alert here. Hopefully these alerts, or one of them, goes off in the next hour. Then I can watch, keep an eye for price action. Yeah, so I'm gonna keep an eye on that. Pound yen, man, I hate coming to these charts when we've had big moves already. Because once we've had big moves, like steady moves, price can consolidate. Big move, consolidate. Big move, consolidate. Big move, we're just going to consolidate. If it can come back into this range, and this was a fake out, can we play the probabilities and just say that, like we've closed 30 minutes, okay, it's closed back inside of here. Could we play the probabilities that price will continue to range? Okay, this is going to be my idea. I want to see something make a double top, come down, and then as it's breaking the third time will be my move to potentially stay oh my gosh, stay inside this range. So I want to see this move go up, and then I could potentially take a buy from around here if I get a liquidity candle confirmation, or take it as it's breaking above 166 and trade, probably get at least 30 pips out of it. That's going to be my idea. Yes, yes sir. Max pullback inside of this area. Probably around here. This little zone. The high has already been taken, so I won't mark the Asian high. What's nice about this is like, looked like it pushed down. Oh wait, that is the end of the hour candle. So it did close. Hour did close under. Maybe that's a better area to wait for. So all these are going to be point of interest. I was meant to do my monthly sessions, but I still haven't done it. Monthly levels. This whole area, I'm waiting for it to crack into. Monthly level is here. Oh, no worries, Danny. Oh, you got a good trade on Euro Aussie? Yeah, call it a day. One and done. Yeah, put your screenshot up tomorrow, for sure. Oh, it makes my life so much easier putting the monthly level, like the magnet on. Then the other thing you can do as well is select all the monthly levels, just the monthly levels, and lock them. Voila. I don't have to worry about moving it. Okay, so this is the state of play. So I've got the thin black lines are points of interest. Thick black line, month level. And then this is a liquidity candle wick, the colored box. So it's actually looking beautiful to continue the trend. And then what I'd be waiting for then is manipulation of one of these levels to then go counter. Sometimes I find it hard to go with the trend this late in the session. So now that was the area. We can start to see some sort of reaction from here. Start to see some sort of reaction from here. Let's see what kind of reaction it gives us. Can we get that double top? And then is it going to give that deeper push? I have to come back to this now. What's gold doing? 55. So let's retrace a bit. Euro Aussie. It did in fact go down. Yeah. Sometimes it's such an easy move, but then other times it's just not worth the risk that you put on. But it did form that liquidity, like you said, George. So now, can we get that sweep and then push in, push back? So this, if this can start breaking this high now, I'd say we'll go up to this level. If we can break above here without creating that new low. So Euro Aussie, waiting for that move. I want to see manipulation here though, because it's gone down so far. I rarely, from my experience, you rarely see this where Asians down, pull back, Euro pulls back a little bit, London's down. Very rarely you'll see New York go down as well. New York will correct some of that move. you took sell pound yen, phase change it with this morning, got stopped out by a pip. So that was probably the second candle was a doji. Yeah, yes sir. That's the classic. That's the classic. This candle here was the doji. And then what it did, unfortunately, went down, up, down. But when it goes down like this, that doji candle is liquidity building up above and below. And then what it did is once it took the liquidity from the high side, this was the liquidity candle. I only noticed after you took out, stop loss above, yeah. Or when you do see this doji as well, especially this one, because this is the the late Asian 4-hour candle. What I love about this one is when you're looking at putting a rectangle around it like that, and treat this as your range. This one's beautiful. So you can look for, if you've got a directional bias in the first place, look for like if you say you had a directional bias to the downside, then look for your confirmations above that candle. Or if you want to wait for like a bit of a sniper entry, wait for an hour candle to close outside the high or the low of that previous 4-hour candle. That's the typical sniper. So for example, it's pretty tough. Pretty tough. So where's that 4-hour candle? Where's the high and the low? It's because you've got to factor in, is it a break? So that's exactly high and low. And then when you're getting a hour candle, when you're looking at it, are you saying that a significant break? Or is that, borderline? So that one, I hate those. I hate when it does that. When it closes basically just like a pip, literally 1 pip. 1 pip below. Not even pip, 0.4 of a pip. Oh no, it was closer to 1 pip. It was 0.8 of a pip. So, but then you got all these dojis here, which is building that liquidity. And then literally London Open, 8 AM candle. Then what it did is it just rinsed you. The manipulation gotcha. Looking for a fake out above here is the same thing. You're looking for this is the move I'm looking for Euro Aussie. Is that what I want to see is a double top formed. Here's your double top. And then you want to take the sweep. So what happened to you was just classic around these market opens. Okay, now we've got a doji here. This is could we treat this something similar and give it like a high risk trade? Can we treat this as an area that we're looking for liquidity candle? I hate taking a 1 minute liquidity candle though. Risk is literally 6 pips. But I'm anticipating the pushback up. I might give this a go actually. I wonder if it's going to come back down for me. Okay, I'm gonna act on this idea, but I'm gonna set something up like this. Ideally, I would have entered as it came down. But now if it's coming up and then coming back down to this area, I'd say it's got a little bit more to run. So probably make that a little bit wider. It's not even 10 pips. And I could give this 2 goes. This is 3 minute. This is the 5 minute now. I'm kind of checking all time frames just to see what stands out. Like, this is risky. This is a risky trade. But I want to act on... We're in pullback time. The longer it takes, as we get closer to that new hour candle, then I'm going to have to forget about this idea and then wait. I don't really want to take a trade on that new hour candle. What's happening around the grounds? So we are getting that reaction from that pound US, from that area. That was the 5 minute liquidity candle. Kind of had my back turned for a minute. That's where I was hoping that it didn't quite get to that alert. It was 1 pip away from triggering that alert. But this is fine. This is potentially okay. Even if this forms like a little support on the 5 minute, what I want to see then, I need another confirmation because it didn't quite get to my point of interest. But if it is reacting off of here for the 3rd time, that's risky, man. But potentially something like that. And then what I'll do is I'll enter on the 2nd break of this low, not the 1st break of this one, because this is the liquidity candle at the moment. That this technically is holding up price. So I'd want to see something retest the low, and then if it pushes up and then it's coming back down a 3rd time, it means that this low is not going to hold and it should continue to drop. So that is an idea. So actually I want to see this low just cracked once, and if that alert goes off for the low after the pullback, I could potentially enter on the pullback or take the break of the sell. But I don't want to act on this until I've got some point of interest taken out first. Your Aussies, we could just be stuck range in here. So this is an easier one. We're just looking for the sweep now. We've got the double bottom, more or less. We're just looking for something like that. So we've got something like that. So we want to see that liquidity, trend line liquidity starting to be taken. Reject to the downside, close back above the monthly level, take it to the next monthly level or the one above. So let's set an alert here as well. Probably everything will happen at once, so we only get one. So far that 1 minute level was holding as we anticipated. Got a little bit of a break of this high. So this is the 5 minute candle, which was that doji, this one right here. And now we close above and we're getting that immediate pullback. So this is either going to be a liquidity candle because it's broken the high and now it's coming down in a hurry. This would be the one that traps people into that buy. They would see this and they would execute on a buy as it breaks the high. And now they're trapped in buys. So now we want to anticipate where their stop losses would have been, because that's where your entry should go. Getting a little bit close to that hour candle closing. So I'm not going to enter anything. This is just I'm not going to enter on anything. I'll tell you when I enter. I'm just waiting to see what happens down here. That was a little bit of a lower high than I was expecting. Gold is doing its thing. I hate when it accumulates in the middle of this leg, because then it becomes a 50-50 call. So I'll just keep an eye on that one. Pound US, liquidity grab potential. Needed to break second time, so that's an idea. Pound yen potential. What's this? Okay, question, breaking out. If price comes back for the third time on support resistance, you expect it to continue, but how do you consider it's that third time push? Oh, okay, like if it's breaking this one now, a lot of the time it's going to, like if it comes and retests this area the second time, it's more likely to break, but it'll break, pull back, and then go. If it just pushes straight down, you need that to be generally in a time of higher volume, such as like in the NY session. Hopefully that answers your question. Oh, sorry, there's another part of it. I mean, do we need for that third time to be in a short span of time? Yeah, generally, within like the hour. Because sometimes that third time rejects hard, yeah. Yeah, if it's high volume time, it's a little bit different. Because you can generally get that breakout on the second go, but when it's lower volume, then price just can struggle a lot more. So if this is going to do it, so this is a little bit different in this case, because what I'm doing is I'm playing the well, it's getting a little bit close, because what I was anticipating was this is the fake out. On pound US, I know they've got pound in them, so I'm only going to probably act on one, because I'm looking at a sell idea on one and a buy idea on the other. But this one looks like price push down. If we can form a resistance, then potentially we can push down again and then go higher. So I feel like there's a bit more room in pound US. Whereas pound yen, I'd rather take the fake out, but I don't want to act on it impulsively. I want to see a confirmation first. Euro Aussie, stuck in that range. Gold, just traveling sideways. So let's see what this one's going to do. Oh, no worries, Alan. Sleep well, mate. It's getting late over there, yeah. Alrighty. Let's keep an eye on 1 minute structure. Pound US. Probably don't need the 1 minute structure for pound US. But nice clean traffic for it to go down to. If this is forming that resistance, we want to see a little inducement and then drop. Just don't want it to drop without me. So my idea would be something immediate pullback, because then I know that it's likely to go down if it does immediate pullback. That's a sign of manipulation. Okay, so that's trapping sellers. The low reward play is once it's under here. Then you're only going to take a piece of the move. Whereas if we can get, if it does give us a pullback, then it gives us a smaller stop loss, higher reward. Check out pound yen. I'm just going to be careful with this guy. One of them's line to us. If pound's the one that's moving, one's line. So gold, pound US, pound yen, euro. Yeah, euros you're not going to touch. And just make sure there's no headlines. So use financial juice. It's a bit easier to see for me. It's just crypto talk. Crypto, inflation, monetary policy. The usual. Okay. All right. Can we get I don't like how that's closed so strong, and it's the new hour, so we need to be careful. This is no trade just yet. No trade. Otherwise, it could just drop. And we want to see it close back above this area to execute buys on. That means probably pound US. See pound US traveling up, pound yen going down. So that means it's not pound that's moving. If it was pound that was moving, they should be going the same way. So that means yen is the one that's moving. So if we have a look at like Aussie yen, Euro yen, Kiwi yen's not really moving. What about US yen? US yen. So the last this 3 minute chart. So yen's the one that's moving. Pound is pound's a little bit. It's moving on some and moving not on others. Okay, see how that's the manipulation. So if it comes up back into this candle, I'll give this one a go. I'm going to give this one a go just to keep it small risk. Like I'll give this a second chance if I need to, but I'm going to execute on it now. So there's a little bit. Yeah, so where's my entry? Right there. They're running about 5 pips up. Yeah, I'll see if we can. This would be if we can get a close under here. If we need a close under here, we've got fairly clean traffic. At least for 20 pips. Oh, where'd my pound yen go? There's pound yen. So I've executed on pound US. Pound yen, I'm gonna have to wait and see. I'd rather just, yeah, I'm gonna wait. There's not enough room for it to drop. But pound US, I'm gonna keep my eye on because we've got clean traffic under here. 5 minute, looks like nice clean traffic. 15 minute, nice candle. 30 minute, nice candle. So this will be the one, this could be the trade of the late London session. What we need though is it to break and close under these wicks. We don't want it to hang around too long. So I'm running still 5 pips up. So it's about 14 pip risk in total. One thing I don't necessarily like about it is how we broke the low of that 30 minute in the first couple minutes. It's the one thing I don't like about it. We have formed the top wick. So I can, this one here can close bullish if it needs to. And that'll create a little support. And then if we break that support to continue going down, that'd be even better sign. For the sake of my mindset, I just wanted this to drop. But I know that is what rarely happens. Very rarely get these easy moves. But see how it's quite important to wait for that second break. So like, here's the rejection. People that like, you can get too keen to get into a trade and you get the pullback. And then usually if you're patient, patience pays out. And then you can get the move then that can have a bit of a steadier time if you wait. But the downside is sometimes you miss it. So knowing when to trade is just as important to know when not to trade. So we're sitting, well, I'm sitting 10 pips up. What are some potential obstacles? This area is a little bit, there is a little bit of traffic in this area. Okay, there's a little support. Ideally, we can start to form some structure. So this is structure, this is first structure. I'll just draw it in a box. A range box will do. Yeah, range box will do. So that's first structure. Second structure, we've got to have a starting point, which is up here. It's kind of an awkward structure. So if we've had manipulation and we're starting to form some structure, then I prefer, like, if you're in a trade, you don't want to have to go through a deep pullback. But price could travel like this, and every now and then we'll come at the second structure and then start doing that again. For the sake of simplicity at this time, anything under here or anything that's coming back to our entry now is going to be a cause to manage your trade. What's happening on pound yen? So we've got that fake out potentially down here. That's why you don't enter. But at least now pound US and pound yen were doing something similar. So pound was on the move. Gold is moving. I can't focus on both. Okay. We don't want liquidity to be generating yet. Not yet. it breaks through there, then I think can move that level down. Aussie US short trade trigger M5. Oh, nice. Okay, we'll have a look at that in a second. What's the similar to this, like price action? There we go. Come on. Now we do not want to fake out. We do not want liquidity candle to form here because that's generated liquidity. That's why I say I don't want it to hesitate. I'm going to close 50%. I know it's not quite 1-to-1. I'll close 50% here. Is it 10 pips up? Close 50%. Because I want to go check other things, and I just want to keep an eye. What can I use? Where's these call outs? Just because I've got another idea I want to potentially add risk back to. And if you want to hold, go for it, by all means. But I want to potentially book some of that so I can execute on something else. We'll have a look at Aussie US and the liquidity candle. Double top, the target neckline, double top. Double top. So sweep, this is your sweep. Nice little area as well. See where the price opened, gap down, and we've got this little accumulation where price is pushed into. It's pretty nice. Okay, I really want to go to gold in a tick. Rejection potentially. Now can we close underneath here? Potentially the volume's running out. We had a nice clean candle. This one here is a clean candle, which we filled. So the thing is, this is also a 5-minute imbalance. Once we filled that imbalance, I'm just mindful of these corrections. Corrections as in like little pullbacks. I'm not sold on this trade going all the way down here yet. Seems too easy. Seemed too easy for that. And as soon as I started hesitating, it made me just think, I want to preserve capital today so I can have a better NY session. Yesterday, execution was not good first thing, and then we then waited for the right setup and took advantage of it. This time, I'm going to make sure that my execution is on point. So 15 minutes come to a close. This candle was the 15-minute candle. At the moment, it's just going on its steady way. Open of the new 15-minute candle, wicked up and came back down. Now we need this one to break this wick. If this one forms a support, then I think we're actually more than likely going to just stay in this range until NY session. But I might run out of time to execute on gold. Plus it's ranging. But I was hoping it was going to come down. Gosh, man, gold. Pound yen dropping. Oh, there we go. That's good. Now this is the next area. That's so slow, man. This is just the, especially on, I'm so used to gold when you can, it just drops, but currencies are good too. So 6 seconds for this 1 minute. Otherwise that's looking like a mighty candle. And this candle now means that we've got a new structure formed. So now this is our first structure, and this becomes our second one. So now any, in my eyes, just me personally, that I can happily let price come up to second structure and still say the 1 minute trend at the moment is to the downside. Why are we getting a reaction from here? It's just because this is structure in the inverse. This is the other side. It's just opposite structure. So I'm expecting that it could react from here. Actually, that was where I had that box in the first place, wasn't it? Then I moved it down. So what for this one now, like if I'm going to move my stop loss, I want to keep it above second structure at a minimum. And then what I also want to look at is I want to see like which of these candles, I mean the low, like preferably I could go to a lower time frame, but I'm already on the lowest time frame. So I would want to keep my stop loss above, not just a high, because not all highs are the same, but above either an imbalance or an above a liquidity grab. That's where I'd be moving my stop loss to. So I'm thinking about my stop loss. So in that case, I'm going to move it to, yeah. That makes a lot of sense for me. So I can tighten it, 120.19, only 5 pips left in now. Over 1 to 1, if you didn't close. If it didn't close, where I did, up here, just closed 50%. Now the remaining, if we can get something closed inside of this box, if we can get something that closes inside this bluish purple box, then it's almost mandatory to come down to here. Sometimes it gives a little pullback first and then drops. Otherwise, it can just do it in one candle. If it did get down to there, in that one candle, secure some. I'll close another 50%, so I have 25% running. This 5 minute is looking nice because what this one has done in itself has actually done a doji liquidity grab. So I could always come up to this open and then drop. It's always a possibility. Let's go the 1 minute because it's more exciting. Come on, you drop. Close inside. You've got 40 seconds to do it. $30 seconds. 20 seconds. And this will be the second minute of that 5-minute candle. Last 2 minutes of the 5-minute candle is dangerous. So I want this one to close in, and I want the next minute to do the drop. 3, 2, 1, close inside. Wick up, but I just want a straight drop for this 1-minute candle. And remember down here, closing another half of my half. Let's do it. Pound, come on. I was calling it gold, wasn't I? Gosh, I'm so used to trading gold. Okay, here we go. Oh, wait a second, I've got a call coming in. Okay, I'm gonna close 50% more because I got a call. I'll be right back. Just gonna put on mute. All right, back. Oh, okay. So what have I missed? Nothing apart from a closing out. Can it go down? Anyway. A good trade, all those that took it. Made a lot of sense. What's happening in pound? Oh gosh, now pound yen's coming back up. So if we're breaking this high, this was the double top. Breaking this again, pull back long. But maybe I've got to go take care of something now. But this is the one that makes sense too. And gold, what are we doing? Yeah, so that was the end of that move here, close to that structure. Ended up being 2-to-1. When I scaled out, probably 1-to-1 with scaling out roughly. But that was good. It was good. Closed 50% there, closed another 50% when it was in here, and then it closed out completely. Very good. And now I'm not sure I'm going to execute on this just because I took that other trade. What I want to do now is just chill for a bit. I'm going to chill, I've got stuff to take care of. And I'm going to come back later for a New York session. So I'm going to end it now. Thanks for joining, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope you learned something. Hope you took it. The last day of the month for some of you guys that need, second last day. Tomorrow's the last day of the month. So hopefully you guys are finishing ahead of your targets. I can't stream tomorrow. Because I'm busy all morning, and then today I've got to go take care of a car, and I've got to go take care of a tooth, some teeth. So I've got to go to the dentist, which I hate, but it's a clean, so it's not too bad. Alrighty, excellent, good job. I'm going to save upload this, and I will talk to you guys later.